we were very emotional about the things we were seeing. And I think Kalima and some other students, my roommate at the time, we kind of planned a silent protest on campus. And there was a lot of like faculty and staff involved, and a lot of students joined in. And I feel like that was like a really powerful moment. Like I always remember that, because I remember being very afraid to do that because I didn't know what the response would be. But I feel like that's like the manifestation of effective citizenship. Is part of it is having the courage to speak out and organize people and make awareness about certain issues. So that's something that I think about.
I feel like effective citizenship, I try to do on a small level on a daily basis. I've kind of ingrained it into my life in a way. Effective citizenship, I feel, for me, is when the women in the office are getting shut down by those older manager guys and they're not listening to them, is telling them when they're in the kitchen, grabbing a cup of coffee and they're feeling low about their self-esteem, is to tell them to go back in there and tell them what you want or what you feel needs to be done in order for the meeting to be executed properly. Because guys are so used to what they're used to, and us women have a voice and we're also just as powerful as them, if not more. So I try to tell them on a daily basis, or anybody I see on the street, I use effective citizenship to uplift them. I was so used to the culture here at Alverno where women would compliment you, always smiling at you in the hallway. And once I graduated and went into the real world, it wasn't necessarily the same. So I try to bring the energy that was here at Alverno out into the world, and I see that as my form of effective citizenship. And then just the alumni community between like Candace and I and the rest of us, just us banding together always and continuing to speak out, supporting each other in social justice or volunteering or whatever it may be, is a form of effective citizenship.
Thank you. Any questions before I keep going? Good, thank you.
So both of you kind of hit that there are like groups for African American women here. Can you kind of elaborate on that? Because my daughter is mixed, so I know that's definitely something that she would be interested in. She went to like a small Catholic school where there wasn't that diversity, and now she's at a public school, but so I think it's like kind of, she's still like with her little small group of friends. So I think it would be good for her to expand a little bit.
Yeah, for me more specifically, that's a really good question. For nursing, there's obviously the Black Student Nurses Association, but you said your daughter was interested in...
Well, like I'm Hispanic, and then she's Black and Hispanic and white. So, like she has all kinds of...
Oh, biomedical, it's the
yes,
major though? Oh, okay, no. I was just clarifying because I know different majors have different associations. But even generally, Alverno, from what I recall, there was a Black Student Association that sort of celebrated Black history and held roundtables about certain topics. And then I think for me, the most profound experience that they offer is when you graduate, you have the kente cloth ceremony. I don't know if you've heard of that. So it's sort of organized through, at the time it was a woman named Adekola.
Adekola's still here, yes.
Yeah, and so she, we had to prepare statements. This was our graduation day. And so we were all pretty familiar with each other in the group. And we did the kente ceremony at the very end, and we said our statements to our loved ones. And I just thought that was really powerful, like culturally. I thought there's a lot of history behind the kente cloth. And so things like that Alverno offers, and I think even now Hispanic students have the opportunity to have a similar experience. But I don't know if there's like a more multicultural group now.
No, you're right. There's still the bestowing of the kente, and now we have a new, not new, it's a new program called Latinas con Fuerza.
Yep.
And so, Kalima, you participated in both ceremonies, right? So if your daughter is mixed, she's welcome to do both. So maybe you could explain that a little too.
Yep. Because I'm mixed, I'm Black and Puerto Rican, so I did Latinos con Fuerza and the kente cloth ceremony. Both of them were incredible, and it really helped me embrace culture and really feel like it was being celebrated on my graduation day. I was able to wear both stoles, and then, like Candace said, you're able to say special statements to your loved one, except for you're not saying it, someone's reading it over the mic, so it's even more emotional. Just bring all the tissues. So that was a great experience. The campus itself was incredibly diverse, so there's no problem there. It's diverse from religion to background to sexuality to everything. You will meet literally everyone you'll meet in the world here at Alverno, even though it's a small campus. So that's not a worry there. I think she'll feel very welcome here.
What I love about the bestowing of the Kente and Latinos con Fuerza, we call them BOK and LCF, so that's what I'm going to say so that I can stop butchering Spanish. But is that they both came from student interest. So the students really said we should do something to celebrate this special group on campus. The bestowing of the Kente is 25 years old this year here at Alverno, so it's a long-standing tradition. And the LCF is doing its 4th, I think, this December, maybe 5th. So they both came from students. So if you're part of a group that is not represented in either of those, there's always opportunity to sort of start those homegrown cultural experiences here at Alverno too.
Yeah, I guess like the day-to-day experience of being a Black or mixed person on campus. Obviously, we are a minority, but I feel like there is, I feel like there's not like any tension or anything that I noticed and anything like that. I feel like with the Student Life Association or Student Affairs, things like that. Like if there's any like issue or they really encourage people to bring it up because they would sort of create a platform to address it. Because there are like, some people didn't grow up around certain diverse backgrounds and they're not used to that in the classroom. And so there were some sort of cultural clashes that we had. But I never felt like I was left out or not, like considered a part of the group or anything like that. So I think she'll be fine, so.
Great, well we have about 5 minutes left. So what I'm hoping is, these are young women who are considering Alverno. No one here has enrolled at Alverno College yet. And so they could be juniors or seniors and some of their parents. So if you met them on the street and they found out you went to Alverno, give me your 30-second, minute-long sales pitch. What do you tell them about Alverno that makes them want to come here? What makes you want to come back and talk to them today?
I would say when I was 17, I was extremely shy. Like what I'm doing today, I could never do. And I made a decision to go to this tiny all-girls school on the south side that I was not familiar with. And I decided to live on campus and become immersed in the community. And I feel like that's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Not only have I noticed like the transformation within myself, people who know me feel like I've come out of my shell more. And I feel like I wouldn't have received that at any other school in the area. So Alverno is really special, and just consider it and don't write it off, so.
I love Alverno. That's usually the first thing I say is, oh my god, I love Alverno. You know Alverno? Yay, Alverno gang. I love Alverno, clearly. And my experience is, I'm always like, oh my god, you should make your daughter go there. Oh my god, you should totally look at Alverno because you're really gonna grow as a woman. You're really gonna like who you are once you leave. Like that's the place you go to get transformed, the place you go to find some love from a community, the place you go where you can just cry in the hallway and get a hug or a flower. It's the place you go to really just be who you are. It becomes your second home. And I really encourage people, if they have a daughter who's shy in particular, because I was incredibly shy, oh my god, freshman me. And I didn't really want to talk, but my second semester here, I was starting my own student organization. It was Multicultural Women of Alverno, because I was very multicultural. And not in the sense of race, but my talents. I love art, I love science, I love this, I love that. And it was the way I was able to meet other students and other women. And I didn't even see those women on the street. Yesterday I was walking downtown and I saw Elizabeth, who works in the office with Megan, and I saw her, and it was super awesome. And she was a student when I was a freshman. She was a senior, and I was like, oh my god, she's so cool. And now I get to see her when I'm working. And I probably will run into Candace if I have to go to the city of Milwaukee. So it's just a place that I feel your daughter or you should go. I love it.
Yeah, you can come back too, moms.
Yeah.
We'll take you. Wonderful. Well, thank you. But any other questions before I wrap up? Great. Though, if you're the kind of person who prefers to ask questions one-on-one, both ladies will be here for a few more minutes as well, so feel free to come ask any of us a question. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget your effective citizenship chip, and have a wonderful rest of Preview Day. Thank you.
Thank you.